Kelly Webb.
And I'm Daniel Webb.
And today we're just so excited to bring you our first podcast episode, the Webb Connection.
The Webb Connection.
Yeah, let's Danny it up a little bit.
Sure.
That's good. That's good.
We would like to talk to you today about who we are, where we come from, and what we're about.
You start.
Okay. So first off, I think probably, you probably can't tell, but I'm an Okie transplant. I grew up in Oklahoma. I'm from Oklahoma, moved out here in 1994. Like I said, I grew up there, and as a young kid in a very small town, played sports, did all those different activities. I fell in love with Corvettes at a very young age. Just throwing that out there. Mm-hmm. That may matter someday. Grew up in Vicey, Oklahoma. I think my graduating class was 38. It was the largest ever at the time. So I joined the Army right out of high school. Spent a few years in Germany. Moved back here. Stayed in Oklahoma for about a month. Figured out that wasn't where I wanted to be. I went and spent a few years in Las Vegas, Nevada. Did some construction and a couple of different jobs out there. Got married. Figured out did not want to raise a family in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Good choice.
I enjoyed it while I was out there, but that was not where I wanted to raise a family. So we got married. We got pregnant pretty early. I guess I should mention this was my first wife, not Kelly. Moved back to Oklahoma, stayed there for a few years, and the oil field beckoned. And I found myself moving out here, which is where my first wife was from. So we moved out here with our son at the time. And I spent a few years in the oil field. Figured out really quick that roughnecking was not the career path I wanted to stay on. And after about 3 years, I found my way to the San Juan County Sheriff's Office and spent a little over 15 years there, 1997 to 2012. 2012, I took the deputy warden position at San Juan County Adult Detention Center, and I've been there ever since. So going on 12 and a half years there. So total 27 and nearly 27 and a half years law enforcement detention experience. So throughout all of that, endured a divorce, but then also found you.
The love of your life?
Yes, absolutely. I found you. And of course, you know where that started, and that we've been married for just over 10 years now, almost 10 and a half. So that's me in a nutshell. Not too exciting.
Well, if you hang out with you long enough, you're going to know you're from Oklahoma.
Well, it's taken
Some
me
Okie
a lot.
type stuff going on there.
It's taken me a lot of years to lose the accent.
Yeah. You don't have any accent at all. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. Actually born and raised here in Farmington. Love it here. Grew up, family of six, so 6 kids. I was the youngest. Actually, I'm a twin, so we were the youngest. We were kind of the accident for my mom and dad, but turned out to be a huge blessing in their lives. I was married for 19 years, almost 20, 19, something like that. Have 3 daughters, raised them here in Farmington, and just love the community and love what I do. I sell insurance. It's a little bit deeper than that, but I started right out of high school, had a State Farm agent. My mom actually babysat for him, and he caught me in the driveway one day and said, "You want to sell insurance?" And I was like, "I don't know anything about insurance. Do you want to know about insurance?" I said, "Sure."
Look at you go.
Best move of my life. So started out with Kent Wilson, 89. I was 19. So started selling insurance with State Farm. Had a career there for several years, and then moved on to work in the independent company for a little bit. And then I just decided after all that time that I want to do this myself. Like, I want to own my own agency. So one thing led to another, and was blessed to become a farmer's agent, and had an agency in Aztec, New Mexico for almost 20 years. So I've actually sold insurance for like 34 years, even though I'm so young. But anyhow, love what I do.
In my eyes, you are.
Yeah, thanks.
So.
What else?
Well, so I kind of gave just in a nutshell, history of myself, and then you covered a few things that made me realize I left out the fact that I have a son and a daughter.
Oh, but wait till we talk about the grandkids. Yeah. Those kids don't even matter anymore.
Yeah, we didn't even realize how bad our own kids sucked till we had grandkids.
I know. Should have started out with them first.
So I neglected to let everybody know that I've got a son and a daughter, in addition to 3 wonderful stepdaughters now, thanks to you.
Yep, we're blessed.
So, absolutely.
And grandkids, let's talk about the most important thing in our lives right now. So we have 3 boys in Texas, and then we have 2 little boys here and a granddaughter in Farmington, so a total of 6. And my youngest, Becca, she's got another little girl on the way in February, so can't believe we're so young with that many grandkids. Yeah.
Number 7's on the way.
Yes, that's exciting.
Hopefully we'll have 8 loaded up pretty soon.
Maybe. Maybe.
Now you talked, Kelly, about your career starting at the age of, or did you say that?
19.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you said how many years you've been doing it. So I won't do the math for everybody. So, anyhow, but you said you were blessed to get into insurance and then start your own agency. I think you're doubly blessed to be where you're at now, though, with your second agency.
Yes. So I opened another agency this January with Farm Bureau. It's been a great move for me. I just was on a path with farmers that I didn't really care for anymore. And so this kind of fell into my lap. And after speaking with a gentleman from Albuquerque about Farm Bureau, I just fell in love with the company as far as their conservative views, just the old school that I was used to doing, how I used to do business years ago, where you could pick up the phone and call people and talk about your clients. I mean, unfortunately, in today's world, it's computers and chats and everything else. But I feel like this company was a breath of fresh air because they're just kind of old school, and I love it. Mm-hmm. Midwestern,
That's good. So.
Learning how to insure farms now. Never done that before. Well, you're an Okie. You should know something about farms.
I do know about farms and other things. So, I think probably important to talk about how you and I got here as us.
Yes.
And because you indicated that you were in a 20-year marriage prior to us, and I was the same, 20 years in my first marriage. And I'm going to let you take it from there and talk about how we met, where we met, and then if you screw anything up,
then I'm sure you'll fix it.
I'll sure you will. Yeah, don't worry about that.
So Danny and I met, we were both in Leadership San Juan here in Farmington, and I was actually going through a divorce secretly. Nobody knew what was going on in my life at the time. And so Danny was in the class and was with the sheriff's office, and I just thought he was so funny. So we just became friends, just really hit it off. And I'd save him a seat on those Fridays just to sit by me, just to hang out. And because he was funny. You're still funny.
Yeah, looks aren't everything.
But so anyhow, we became friends, and we ended up doing the community project that San Juan Leadership does. And we were on the same committee. So got to know each other a little bit. And I ended up going through divorce, and then how long later? 2 years later?
Yeah, I ended up divorcing.
And how
I think
long?
within probably 3 years.
So anyhow, it's kind of cool. It's kind of a funny story because I wasn't at the office, and he actually came by to say hi to me. And so they were like, this really tall sheriff's office guy came in with a thick accent, the one you don't have anymore.
Right.
I was like, what the hell? Because that's how you always said that.
One like that.
What the hell? Like that? hey, the kids have all adopted that. My kids, our kids, but your bonus kids. Anyhow, so he actually came in. I said, oh, he said, what you been doing? I said, I got a divorce and this and that. He's like, me too. We should go out and have a drink. So can I tell what I really said there? Yeah.
Sure.
I said, what? I kind of did this thing. You're good looking. You have a good job, maybe a pension. I think we should go out. So anyhow, we did go out on a first date, and it was great, but I kind of thought he needed to take some time for himself. I said, let's not date. You need to date other people. And so it came back around. You could tell the rest of it, but
yeah.
Yeah.
It took about 6 weeks.
Is that all?
Yeah, it was pretty quick.
Felt like forever.
Oh.
Anyhow, he called up and he said, I've dated other people and I don't want to date other people. I want to date you. And I said, okay, let's try this thing. So met his best friends and went to a football game at Crackers here in Farmington. And that's our story. Never left each other's side after that, I guess.
Yep. I used to run a lot faster, though. So. You mentioned football, though, and I think it's very important that we talk about that. We are a house divided.
Yes. Denver Broncos.
Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah,
it's a rough year to say that.
A bunch of listeners right there.
No, we probably pick up a bunch of sympathizers. So
yeah, that's probably true. But I have seen you in a Broncos jersey before.
Well, I adopted them as my AFC team.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So we get to go to a football game every year with our best friends, and so up in Denver we have a great time doing that, don't we?
At least one game every year.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good deal. So
let's talk about some of our interests, like what we like.
I like Corvettes.
I like cooking, and you like
Corvettes and
no, the part after I cook.
Oh, I like to eat a lot.
Yeah,
yeah. I should actually weigh about 350. But,
yeah, he really should.
But I don't.
It's not fair, actually. I try to keep up, and then it goes south for me real quick.
You say that all the time.
I know.
And
it's
I
not
tell
fair. Metabolism. Maybe because you're 6'3", everything just goes to the toes or something.
Yeah. So, well, I'm a machine. Don't ever
yeah,
forget
that's right.
that.
You tell me that all the time. Hon, I'm a machine. I can't help it. But no, love to cook. Danny loves to eat, so that
I do.
We hit that off real quick.
Condiments.
Oh my gosh, yes. Our fridge doesn't have real food in it. We are condiment,
Connoisseurs.
Yeah. So yeah, if you can't put a sauce on something, then why eat it?
Well, yeah.
So that was kind of fun when the first time I saw you putting ketchup on something that I do that most people don't. I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, not on my cold macaroni and cheese, though.
I do like it on cold macaroni and cheese. Cold steak.
Yeah.
But you have Tabasco on everything. Let's talk about your pepper addiction.
Okay.
Dude, anybody that knows you tells this story, I guarantee you. So the man uses pepper like, I can't even compare. Like, he will cover his food, takes the lid off at the restaurant, can't see the food anymore. And his number one thing that everybody freaks out on is that he has pepper on pancakes. A lot of pepper.
Well, I highly encourage everybody out there listening.
Try it. It's actually
Try this. The black pepper spice with the syrup is outstanding.
Well, the funny thing is, remember when you took Talon were you guys you were in Oklahoma then, visiting a young man that we had kept for Connie Mac. And so he goes to this little restaurant in Oklahoma and he covers his pancakes with the pepper, and the poor server comes up and goes, oh, I'm so sorry. We can replace those. And he's like, no, this is the way I eat them. So they had quite the laugh about you had to FaceTime me.
Yeah, I should have taken 3 more bites and said, okay. So.
Yeah, you'd have probably ate the second helping for sure.
More than likely.
Yes. So.
Well, since you're on the pepper kick, when COVID hit, if you remember, everybody was out buying copious amounts of toilet paper and things like that. What I get?
The things that mattered.
I got the gallon jug.
I think it was 5 gallons.
It's not 5. They don't make,
I have a picture of you carrying that in Sam's Club. just in case. Like,
carried it with one hand. It
Oh,
wasn't
that's
that
true.
big.
anyhow, that was, and you went through that thing. It's gone. Like, that's jugs back.
Right.
Yeah. So, yeah. What else?
And here we are.
Yeah.
Football, dating. Oh, dating.
Oh gosh. Now what?
So, well, just give the people out there that hopefully there's more than 3 or 4 giving us any attention to this. When we were dating, I think some people find this funny. There's a few that
Am
may
I
not
going
care
to
for
find it funny?
Now, you didn't at the time, but
Probably still don't.
we were at a function at the Civic Center.
Oh, jeez. Okay, let's go there.
I just think it's funny.
Yeah.
And
Do you want to just like play it
for
out?
whatever reason, your breath wasn't exactly
Perfect.
fresh
Yeah.
that evening, and I asked
And it's
you.
like in the middle, like this is an award banquet going on.
Yes. Yeah.
So
So you do remember.
Yeah, I nicely leaned over.
I'm surprised you remember.
You said, "Oh,
Flip,
I'm gonna
you're not
ruin
going to do this,
Oh,
right?
Okay, go.
God. It's all in the delivery.
I
okay?
know you're right."
I said, "Do you have any gum?"
And I said,
And you said, "Sure." And you went and you got in your purse and you went to hand it to me, and I said, "It's for you." Yeah. And so.
and then I was like, "I am in love with you. You were the guy." No,
You didn't. Yeah, you didn't act like that.
it's like thanks. Embarrassing.
Anyhow.
We don't have a lot of embarrassing moments. We embarrass our kids, our
Yep.
adult children.
Yeah, they appreciate that.
We're so blessed to have many of them here in Farmington. So grandbabies kind of live in the house practically.
Yeah, if people were able to see around here, they'd probably
You'd
realize
think
that.
we had toddlers living
Yeah.
here, but
Yeah, not empty nesters.
no, not at all. Not at all. But so that's a little bit about us. But I'm looking forward to having many more of these. Like, we've got a lot to talk about, right?
Oh, absolutely. Just scratching the surface here.
Yeah. I mean, our love for Farmington, our community.
Yeah, well, that's going to take a long time to cover all of that. But I will tell you, Farmington, New Mexico has become my home in the last 30 years. And I talk to people all the time about they need to think about relocating here.
Don't get more people to come here. This is our
No,
place.
I want more people. I want more good people come here.
Okay, then that's good.
So-
There's a lot of good people here
Yeah.
already, for sure.
But anyhow, I wanted,
Maybe visit about our careers and what we do a little bit more later, too.
yeah,
Maybe we can help
community
people.
service.
Yeah. Anyhow, we'll see you guys next time, right?
All right, on the Webb Connection.
We're here.